OUI FM.
Merci de nous recevoir, John Butler, pour présenter le nouvel album Home, le 7e album de John Butler Trio. Welcome in Paris.
Merci.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm great. It's a beautiful day here in Paris.
Cet album Home, c'est la suite de Flesh and Blood, sorti il y a 4 ans. Est-ce le temps nécessaire pour se réinventer?
I mean, I always tour for about 2 or 3 years after an album. So it's just 1 year extra because it took me a little while longer to find out how I wanted to record the album. But I usually take 3 years in between albums.
Alors c'est vrai que le monde de la musique a beaucoup changé et apparemment John Butler Trio aussi a changé. Comment as-tu pensé l'évolution du groupe?
My approach always is to try to keep the song happy. The song is kind of like a wild horse, and not every wild horse wants the saddle put on the same way, you know. And so I just had to, spend quite a while working at how it wanted to come to life. But I also really wanted to bring some of the colors that I've been loving over the last decade, like the bass synth and the programmed drum beats and all those things. I wanted to see if I could bring them in and add that color into what I do, because I listen to a lot of that kind of music, modern kind of programmed music.
Alors est-ce que la chanson Home est un peu le symbole de ce changement, de cette évolution?
I think it's just one of the flavors that I was picking from, one of the colors, and it was one of the more distilled versions of it. You know, like, so you have Home on one side, very programmed, very synthetic, and then on the other side you have something like Faith or Coffee, Methadone and Cigarettes, which is very folky. And so it's just the full spectrum, and Home is really on that one side of that style. I look forward to doing more of that kind of stuff and just keep on sewing these colors together.
En tout cas, pour nous, le single Home est déjà en playlist à la radio. C'est un morceau assez fort avec un son nouveau, et c'est vrai que on ressent bien que c'est le nouveau John Butler. Mais qu'est-ce que tu as voulu exprimer à travers cette chanson exactement, la chanson Home?
Well, firstly, thank you for playing it. I'm like so stoked that you guys are supporting us. So, and I really mean that. So, merci beaucoup. But home, I wanted to kind of capture the duality of living your dream, and and being feeling like you are living your whole purpose, which is music for me. And at the same time, on the other end is, I miss my children and miss my family, and so it breaks my heart. It fills my heart, and it breaks my heart. And I guess I wanted to convey the feeling of what happens when I get off the stage, because when I'm on stage it's fine, but it's all the time away from my family and all the time in between that drives me a bit crazy.
Alors donc ça veut dire sortie d'album, ça veut dire une tournée qui arrive, mais est-ce qu'il y a deux John Butler Trio, un John Butler Trio pour l'enregistrement studio et un autre John Butler Trio dans un autre état d'esprit pour les concerts, pour la tournée?
Oui. Yes, usually I always add more instruments on the album than I do on stage. But this time when I come on tour, I have 2 other musicians. So it's the John Butler Trio plus. So I have 5 people on stage. Yeah.
John Butler 5.
Yeah, but not quintet. The John Butler Trio plus. And that's a way of kind of fleshing out and getting more of the album sounds on the live stage. So I'll still play solo, like Ocean. I'll play as a trio, and I'll play as a 5-piece. So you get everything.
Que t'apportent en termes d'écriture, de chansons, les nouvelles productions Electronica? Je sais que tu t'y intéresses beaucoup. Est-ce que ça t'apporte quelque chose de nouveau pour écrire des chansons?
For me, if I don't have a guitar in my hand, I have an iPad. And it's just, a lot of times I don't hear guitar, I hear drums and bass. So a lot of times and then I'm hearing that, and and I start writing to a drum beat more than I write to a guitar. So, and then having something like an iPad has just made my world so much easier, because I hear all that in my head, but it was always like, okay, now I have to find somebody who knows how to work a drum machine and a computer and who has a bass synthesizer, and now I can just go to my GarageBand and just like, it's so easy. And it's good because I'm a caveman. And so technology made easier for a caveman makes for more music, you know, more colors.
Bien sûr, la guitare est au centre encore de la pochette. Tu poses avec la guitare sur le nouvel album, Home. Mais quelle place a la guitare dans ce nouvel album?
It was never about reinventing myself. I'm not interested in like, I just want to evolve. And so there's a lot of guitar on the album. There's some of my favorite guitar playing that I've ever done on record on this album, actually. Faith, Wade in the Water. So there's so much guitar playing. And it's not like I'm getting rid of anything. I'm only adding more.
Alors tu viens de citer Wade in the Water, qui est une chanson qui est quand même assez heavy. On sent qu'il y a vraiment un son très très fort dedans. Quelle est son inspiration de cette chanson Wade in the Water, et qu'est-ce qu'elle raconte?
Oh God, it's hard to explain. I mean, the real inspiration was the drum beat. So that's inspired by anything from Pharrell and Timbaland to John Bonham and Led Zeppelin. And then, you know, I literally wrote that on my iPad, and then I got my slap steel out and started playing it, and I just heard this loop, kind of this guitar loop, and it turned into kind of like this rock, hip hop, Indian raga kind of thing. And then when I started singing, I didn't know what I was singing. It just came out of my mouth. But when I look back on it, I go, oh, I was talking about a journey. I was talking about this journey of discovering myself in all my rawness, you know, and discovering it. And in that time, I went to India, and so during that guitar solo is all this classical Indian slide guitar technique that I learned from a great guitarist named Debashish Bhattacharya, and all that technique is in that song. So it's like Indian hip hop, blues, Led Zeppelin, rock.
Donc si on a bien compris, tu t'es ressourcé dans plein de styles différents, aussi bien le hip-hop, comme tu dis, la musique indienne. Qu'est-ce que tu écoutes exactement? Justement, tu as ton téléphone, qu'est-ce que tu écoutes comme musique?
What I like listening to, so what's the latest stuff I've been listening to? Where's the pop? Let's go to my pop section. I like the Skrillex and Damian Marley. I really like. Love Justin Timberlake's new Say Something. But I also love like Formation by Beyonce, and like there's a song by a guy named this duo called Nico and Vince called Am I Wrong? I like that. I like some of the Imagine Dragons stuff, and I just heard The Blaze. I was in it's a French.
Ah yeah?
Yeah, it's a French
Blaze?
outfit, and they're cool. I was in the shop today, and it was awesome, and I was like, I want to find out more about these guys. So I've been listening to The Blaze, and 21 Pilots. Yeah, a bit of 21 Pilots. Who else? Let me see. Oh, you know, and then I'm always in love with Missy Elliott, but I love Jason Isbell as well. You know, so great songwriter. For songwriting, I'll go towards Jason Isbell and Gillian Welch. Yeah. But for beats and musicality, I'm always going to go towards Timbaland and Beyonce. Because that's the music, yeah, it's music on live.
Et justement, alors, donc à travers toute cette évolution de la musique, est-ce que les années où tu étais dans la rue à jouer de la guitare, à vendre des cassettes, ça te paraît loin?
So it was almost 20 years ago, almost, you know. So yeah, I mean, it feels a while away. I feel like a different person. I feel like mostly a better person, which is nice, you know. I don't look back on those days and wish I was back there. They were good times, but this right now is beautiful. Like I'm hanging out with people who are interested in my music. They're playing it on radio. It's a beautiful autumn day. I'm really happy right now where I'm at.
Mais cette musique folk que tu jouais et que tu continues à jouer, est-ce que ça continue à t'intéresser? Parce que c'est une musique que tu as transcendée, tu en as fait vraiment quelque chose d'assez extraordinaire. musique qui vient du peuple, est-ce que ça continue à t'intéresser?
Yeah, that's what I am. Like, I can't not be that because I play guitar and I tell stories. So I'm always going to do that. And I think, and this is it's very personal and very subjective, but I feel like I'm getting better at playing guitar and better at being a storyteller and writing a good song. As I said, I will use any colors I can find in my hands to make a good song. And if that's a programmed drum or a synthesizer, I will. But I'll still, at the end of the day, it'll still always be surrounding and supporting the song and the folk musician that I am. Yeah. I'm not interested in being a hip-hop artist or a dance artist. But I'll use their colors. Yeah, because I think that's what an artist will do, and should do.
Donc, si on comprend bien, en fait, t'as un peu changé la forme, mais le fond reste le même. Et le fond, c'est notamment dans les thèmes que tu abordes à travers l'album. Quels sont les thèmes que tu as vraiment décidé d'aborder dans ce dernier disque?
It's a lot about love, and the kind of, all the different aspects of love, and about who am I in this world, like as a conscious being. So you can talk about unabashed love songs like Tahitian Blue and Just Call, but then on the other side you have Faith and Wade in the Water, which are like looking up at the stars naked, just going, who am I? And then there's everything in between, like Running Away, which is dealing with my anxiety, and and you don't have to be angry anymore, which is dealing with my anger and all that stuff. So there's a lot of trying to triangulate and contextualize myself in the universe as a man and understand who I am as a man and what do I want to leave behind and what do I want to take forward.
Donc des questions très philosophiques en fait abordées à travers ce disque, comme d'habitude, fait comme le sont les thèmes de tes chansons depuis qu'on te connaît. Donc voilà, nouvel album Home, John Butler Trio, avec donc comme je disais une tournée en France puisque le public français te réclame. Et il s'est passé quelque chose de très fort avec le public français quand même, avec John Butler Trio.
Yeah. From the moment we came to France, it felt like we were being welcomed home. I can't explain it, but that's what it felt like. It felt like we were lost sons that came home, and that you understood what I was on about and what we were on about, and appreciated the fire and the passion and the honesty. And so we've been coming back, ever since. We probably tour France almost more than we tour Australia, So yeah, we love you big time,
Ouais, mais en fait le public français a vraiment accroché à ta virtuosité à la guitare, c'est quand même quelque chose d'assez exceptionnel de devoir jouer sur scène, ta générosité et puis cette communion que tu as réussi à créer avec ce public français. On ne sait pas comment, c'est un mystère.
I think that's the aim, is to have where the band gives and the audience gives, and then we receive and then we give more, and then they receive and they get more, and there's this kind of boom, 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 boom. And at the end of the day, we were all having a moment. It's like when, have you ever had a good dance? Mm-hmm. And everybody on the dance floor is just like, this is the shit. That's what I want to do in a gig, where we're all just like, this is fucking awesome. It's not like we're playing for you and now you clap. It's like, no, we are dancing together. And to me, that's what gives me the chills. And that's what makes me feel like music is just as powerful as church,
Ouais. Bon, voilà, on tournait en novembre avec 2 dates à l'Olympia, le 9 et le 10, c'est déjà quasiment complet, il y a une date de complète. L'Olympia, tu as déjà joué dans cette salle à Paris? Qu'est-ce que tu peux nous dire sur cette salle?
It's a beautiful venue, and I have played there, yes, and I just can't wait. I'm stoked that we got 2 shows. I'm stoked that the French audience wants to see us that much. So it feels like it's been a long time, and I just can't wait.
Thanks a lot, John.
Merci à vous.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Last album, Home, la tournée, voilà, en novembre avec 2 dates à l'Olympia. It's a real pleasure to see you again.
Likewise. Thank you for your support, all of you. Thank you.